Good afternoon and welcome to From the Second Row. My name is Brenda Rozzi.
And I am PIA Rich Russell.
And we're going to discuss the City Council agenda for tomorrow night.
Yeah, we have the greatest script writers going.
We do. And you know, you people who don't come down and watch, it's the best show in the city of Lawrence for free.
It's the cheapest comedy show going.
Yep.
And at times it's a drama, it's a comedy, and usually a tragedy. It's a tragedy in the making.
Yes. And speaking of which, before we start, we want to extend our condolences to the Carol Flaz family.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the outcome was not
favorable.
what people are hoping, especially her two children who are now without a mother. And that's, being a mother, that is sad.
Yeah.
So, like I said, to her parents, to her children, and her extended family, please accept our condolences. And Kelly.
Other than that, well, again,
Kelly's birthday?
This afternoon before I came down, I talked to a neighbor of mine, and I had to go over and extend condolences to him because he lost his mother-in-law, Frank Campos, and he told me that that girl's father lives directly across the street from him, which is 2 houses up from where I live. Something I didn't know.
Yeah, but how would you know? And
I mean, we're a close-knit neighborhood, but we're an alone neighborhood. Right. Everybody leaves everybody else alone. That's the way it should be, right?
Right.
And again, our condolences to all those involved in the situation. And
we want to wish a very happy birthday, and we won't mention age.
Oh, yes.
Actually,
yes. My good friend, I've been associated with her for 6, possibly 7 years. It's either 6 or 7. Kelly, I don't even want to try to pronounce her maiden name, but Kelly Frazier, founder and CEO of IVCS, International Veterans Care Service. And I will say, everything that is going on, one thing that hasn't been brought out, and I'm publicizing this for the first time, since August 1st of last year through the end of August of this year, IVCS has gotten almost 42 tons of food that we have distributed to veterans twice a week. We have, about 30 that come in, walk-ins. And on Fridays, we deliver anywhere between, the number fluctuates between 25 to 28. We're sitting at 28 right now. So we're dealing with 30, 60. We're dealing with about 90 people a week that is getting food. And it isn't junk food.
No,
it's canned goods, it's meats, all varieties of meats. In fact, we got a big chunk of 9-pound pork loin. We got to figure out how to get rid of that. I mean, this is stuff that's donated.
And the other thing too is the fact that it's also a place where people can go and communicate and talk. Play pool. So that's for
general military camaraderie.
Right. Which is great.
It is. It's
good.
Great. And
so happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Kelly Burchell Frazier.
She is not ashamed to admit that she is 47 years old.
I wasn't going to mention her age, but
well, she posted it on Facebook. Or what the heck?
I know. Actually, again, I think her mother started.
Happy birthday, Kelly. Okay. May you get your presents that you wish.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Okay, so now we're going to start with the City Council agenda for tomorrow night.
I got good news.
What?
There's no public hearings. Thank you. Thank you, good Lord.
Okay, and there's only one under Budget and Finance, and that's the payment of prior year bills of $56,763.50 put on by Tim Hooton, who is the city attorney.
And that's I got no problems with that. That's stuff that comes in late.
Right.
Judgments that get whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Then let's see. Now we go to ordinance. We got handicap on Bradford Street, handicap parking. It's been vetted. It's on the ordinance committee, so I assume all the paperwork has been checked.
Right.
I mean, I just hope, and I say this for all handicap parking, that handicap parking sign that you have is not your own personal parking.
Right.
Brenda has a handicap parking permit for a grandchild.
Right.
I have one on my car for a variety of reasons. I can use that, Brenda can use that, and the person, but most people understand that. There are some that
Right.
very territorial about it.
Right. Right.
Let's see. Parking signs, 395 Lowell Street. From 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Must be a grocery store, maybe?
Yeah, that's District D councilor.
It's only for 15 minutes, so.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a
parking thing.
A drop-off?
Right, maybe.
Child care drop-off?
Maybe. But, no, because this is 9 to 7. It's not split.
Well, again.
Yeah.
Could be.
Right. And the next one is a stop sign, Woodland Street, the corner of East Haverhill.
Yes,
and
definitely.
the stop sign should be placed on Woodland Street.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, 2 more handicap,
Yep.
Bedford Street and Prospect Street. In fact, I'm going to jump down. There's one 14 to 16 Custer Street. Watch out for the Indians.
No parking area, 6 Berkeley Street.
Yeah.
You
can go with this one. You're more familiar with it than I am. The Silverio.
Oh, name park located on Canal Street at Oxford Paper Mill, unofficially called Oxford Park, for Julia Silverio Park. But I think I heard them talking a little bit about it, so I don't know if they're going to do it there or what they're going to do.
I have no idea.
Like I said, I didn't really listen to
I assume that we will find out in
tomorrow night.
Detail.
Yeah. Now the next one.
Dedication to Officer Jacob
EC
Stevens Avenue area.
Right.
No, I have no issue with the.
I think that was on the agenda quite a while ago.
Yeah, it was.
And
there was
talk about it, and then I don't know what happened, but
that was kind of a hot button issue. They stonewalled it, and again, it is what it is.
And then Celebración del Día de la Bible, September 28th, from 3:30 to 7 at Campanone Common. I'll have to wait and see what that is.
At least it wasn't an emergency thing. They did it properly. You know my feelings on that.
I know. Yeah. I mean, some things maybe, but not for an event. That is not an emergency.
My own feelings, and I know I will butt heads with people in City Hall. We got to do it for the people. No, the people got to learn to follow the rules, and people that hand out the paperwork should be able to say, no, you can't do it because you didn't do it in the proper amount of time.
Right.
There should be something on the city website. Well, we won't talk about the city website either. That's kind of lacking at times.
Okay, so now we're adding, now into Personnel Committee. So we're adding Planning Director position under Planning and Development Department.
Is that the one that's being slid up?
We don't know. We don't know what that is.
Okay.
No one seems to know.
Then we have that one was from 22.
Right. I think this might be the one that was no. The next one is the one being slid up.
Yes, that's the one. That's
the amend non-union classification plan.
Yeah.
Director of Project Management and Development.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's being slid up.
Now, if I'm wrong, I will admit it. Just give me the evidence. The evidence I have heard is this individual that is that this position is being created for is the grant writer.
Mm-hmm.
And the grant writer is presently making $104,000 in a non-union position, which pretty much gives them carte blanche to do what they want. So this position is going to be created. This individual will slide up into it. Now, for the responsibility that this person is taking, they are not going to be doing it for $104,000. We know there's going to be, well, it's a sideways upward position, raise-wise, which is going to ultimately, if you've seen the Crayola flow chart.
Show them the Crayola flow chart.
Yes, here's the Crayola flow chart. That's the center. That's the one. That's supposedly the grant writer. Now, the little yellow circles, those are going to be positions that will be answering to her. But the problem is, those positions don't exist yet. And each of these positions are Senior Center Lead Coordinator, Library Lead Coordinator, Enterprise Coordinator, IT and Vet Service Lead Coordinator, DPW, Fire Lead Coordinator, Police Lead Coordinator, and OPD Lead Coordinator. Now, everything is titled lead, but I have to remember that lead can be, L-E-A-D can be pronounced another way, as in lead. My thoughts are, get the lead out. You know, I'm outspoken. But come on, let's be real. These positions are going to cost us money. Money that could be better spent elsewhere. You know, again, I digress. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing for public safety. That's good. We're safe.
Right.
Oh, well. We'll get back to that later on.
Okay. So you said under tabled matters. You wanted
okay, tabled matters. There's one item that was brought up, and it was tabled on August 7th of this year. It was agenda item 444/23, requesting voter ID. And that was brought forward by Councilor at-Large Anna Levy. I mean,
yeah.
And they want to request voter ID. Now, I spent all day yesterday not working too hard, but I had to, in the course of being a poll worker, I had to request identification from people whose status on the voting list was inactive. Okay? They had no issue at all giving me their driver's license so I could verify their name and their address. And I had to check, yes, I had checked an ID. They had no problem at all. Why is it the people don't really care? The people in Lawrence that have dual citizenship that vote in the Dominican elections, which are held in Lawrence, they have no issue producing an ID as required by the Dominican government to vote. They have no problem. I mean,
I know.
Several years, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, Tommy Duggan in the Valley Patriot did an article, and he interviewed people. They had no issue with it. No. Who's the one that has the issues with it? The 8 city councils, or the 7, because Greg Del Rosario wasn't there.
Right.
He was one of them that was pushing it.
Yeah.
The other 7 councilors, they don't want it. Why? I don't know.
I don't know.
I've looked at the voting list. I'm relatively familiar with it as a private citizen. Yesterday's voting list had 48,000 names on it. And I am going to say, okay, the district I covered, it was a small district the state forced the city to create. It had 300, I think it was 320 plus or minus voters in it. There were only 80 active voters. Okay, voting, a person can become inactive a voter as from not voting in several elections, or you know those pieces of mail you get from the election department, the census forms at the beginning of the year. You don't send 2 of those in a row. Bang, you're inactive.
Wow.
But you're still on the list. All you have to do. Show a driver, show an ID, a picture ID, and you're activated again. No problem. They don't seem to bother. It doesn't bother them. But it's the politicians that have a great deal of animosity towards voter ID, and it just isn't local politicians. It goes to further up the ladder, and we know where the ladder stops.
Yeah. Well.
Top of Beacon Hill.
Yeah.
No, Beacon Hill. Okay, that's let's see, anything else there?
I don't.
I still have issues with 394-24.
Florence Street
They
garage?
demolished the garage on Florence Street. I have issues with that,
Yeah,
but
well.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, now we have new business, and there's really not a lot of new business, which is kind of surprising.
Oh, there isn't, but there is.
Yeah. So the first one is extend 90-day temporary appointment term of Police Chief Milix Bonilla. Shouldn't that be acting police chief?
I thought it was provisional.
Why don't they?
Every time somebody says something, it's new.
Yeah.
Again, I know this.
So 90 days. So that would be September, so October, November. I said we wouldn't see a new police chief until January.
Christmas bonus. Be a Christmas bonus for somebody. Christmas. Yeah. What do you wrap a police chief badge in? What kind of a ribbon for Christmas time? I won't go beyond that. But again, it is what it is. They are collecting names of people. You can go on the city's website and you can find an application to become a member of the Police Chief Search Committee. I'm trying to remember the numbers. There's going to be like 8 or 9 people on it.
I think, yeah, something like that.
There's going to be 2 police officers. Obviously, somebody from personnel director.
Right. The mayor.
The mayor. The mayor gets to, somebody from the council, some from the council, and then there's supposed to be 3 members of the community that the mayor will pick. Huh? Okay, we'll let it go with that. We know where this one's going.
Yeah.
Down the tubes.
Yeah, 2 people that won't get picked. All right, authorization to expend $1 million EPA multi-purpose grant funds. Again,
this is new business. We have no idea. This is going to come up before it, and they're going to spend this over to, let's go over to budget and finance.
Yeah.
And then in order to find out what this is all about, you got to go to a budget and finance meeting, and then after it clears that, it'll come back in another 2 weeks to the city council, and they'll just, it's free money.
Yeah, free money is going.
Let's see, the next one is $664,000 for lead service line inventories and replacement grant to improve the water service to people. Yes, I got no issue with that.
Right.
That is what it is.
Okay, now authorization to expend $1,601,840.
You've been listening to council too much.
$1,601,840. MVP Stormwater Resilience Grant.
Again,
Bill Hale, not a problem.
I have no issue. Anything that improves the drainage in the city, and we know there are places the drainage is horrendous.
Oh yeah.
Under the Parker Street Railroad Bridge.
Oh yeah. And how many times has that been fixed?
They've never really done a fix on that. And now you mentioned that one. Okay, you're coming up Parker Street, you just go under the railroad bridge and you start to go up the incline. There is an electric manhole about 3 foot in diameter that's leaking water into the street. Wait a minute. Water and electricity doesn't mix.
No.
Duh.
Okay.
I leave it at that.
Okay. Surplus declaration of city property, Mount Auburn Street. That's right near me.
Huh?
That's up near off of Hamlet.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if I know what that might be.
Okay.
It's been 2 removal of handicap parking, Florence Ave.
Florence Ave, not Florence Street.
And Bigelow Street. Bigelow Street's near me too.
Okay. The Pink Bazaar by Lineth. I don't even want to.
9 to 6, Campione
The
Common.
28th. Are they going to run into? Are they going to run into? Isn't there something else on the 28th?
Yeah, that's Lee's Day of Remembrance, and there's also the softball game.
I saw something. That's the Bible celebration. 3:30 to 7 p.m. on. That's second one down on page 2. 40524. Common's going to be a busy place. that
What
day.
time is that one?
That's 3:30 to 7.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
This one, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, oh well.
Oh, well.
You're going to have your choice of whatever you want.
Yep, that's yeah.
Let's see, we got a couple of child care parking signages, 159 High Street, 46 Bennington Street. Again,
Yep, I know.
you know what my thoughts are on that.
Handicap parking on Duckett Avenue.
Again, I got no issue with that. Let's see. Resident parking, Tremont Street near Hampshire Street.
Is that?
That's down there by the fork in the road, the bottom of Cross Street and Lebanon Street intersection.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then the last one, police communications and public safety activities, and that's from Council Vice President Stephanie Infante. Now, I see police communications. Now, are we talking written communications? Are we talking verbal communications? Are we talking electronic communications?
Well,
I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows what
I know.
my pet peeve is with the city. But
so before we go on to the elections yesterday, I just want to announce a couple of neighborhood associations that are having events. The first one is September 9th at Colleen's Restaurant. That's the South Lawrence West Neighborhood Association, and that's the time is dinner is at 5, the meeting is at 6, and
anything goes.
Anything goes, right. And then the next one will be our Lady of Good Counsel Parish and the Tower Hill Neighborhood Association Family Block Party, which is going to be Saturday, September 21st from 10 to 2 in the St. Augustine Chapel parking lot at 128 Ames Street. And it's also going to be kicking off the 25th anniversary of Our Lady of Good Counsel Parish, the St. Teresa Church and St. Augustine's Chapel, and bringing back the Tower Hill Neighborhood Association, which we need to get back up there desperately. So come connect with your neighbors, including first responders, enjoy some food, some music, some face painting, games, and other surprises for the family.
Yeah.
And then on...
Psst, in case you don't know it, she's pushing to bring back the neighborhood associations.
Yes.
Yes.
I had no problem with it.
No.
That's what the
city
needs.
And then on the 19th of September at 6 o'clock, the District A/Prospect Hill Neighborhood Association will be having their meeting at the Potham School. And, come join them.
Wait. What date was that?
The 19th.
And what was Lady of Good Counsel?
21st.
Oh, okay. So Thursday night is Potham.
Saturday
is Good
Tower Hill.
Counsel. Okay.
Yeah, so
right.
we get that going. We'll get them all going.
Yeah.
That's what we need to. Okay, let's talk elections.
Let's talk. No, I can't say that. I shouldn't call elections trash because they're not. They are an important function in American society. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And to all, what was the number I had? To all 3,922 people that took the time out of the 48,000 plus listed voters. Let's see, that's 8% of the city voters that came out to vote.
That's sad.
For the 3,922, I salute you for taking the time to do it by whatever means. The what was it, 1 week or 2 week walk-in at City Hall,
I believe
or the
so.
mail-in,
Yeah.
and the fiasco that one went with. That's another story.
Oh, yeah.
Or the ones that actually took time to come out and vote. Yes.
Right.
I was part of the process. I'm a poll worker.
Yep.
I'll be honest. I'm in it for the money. Is it easy money? If you want to be bored, yes, it's easy money. But it is what it is.
But the other thing is that a lot of people will not come out and vote primary because they don't want to have to pick. They want to just, when the general election, go in and just go down the thing and list. They don't want, and I think that's sad.
The whole process in the primaries is there were 3 ballots: the Democrat, the Republican, and the Libertarian. I said it right.
Right. Yeah.
So you had to go in, and whatever you're registered to vote, That was the ballot you got. Okay, if you were unenrolled, not independent, because independent is a political party in Massachusetts.
Right.
If you're unenrolled, okay, I'm unenrolled.
And so on.
I looked at the ballots. I'll be honest, I wasn't visibly impressed with what was on the ballots. But in order to make my vote count, I pulled a Democratic ballot.
Yeah, me too.
That does, at one point in time, that used to change your voting status. You had to go down and rechange it after the election back to unenrolled. Now it's, in the primaries, it is, you automatically go back to unenrolled,
Right.
which is good. Okay, come November, everybody's all thrown together.
Right, exactly.
It is what it is. But like I said, 3,922 out
Sad.
of...
It's sad voting. But I don't know.
And I have to say that these are only unofficial numbers. They may change, but the percentage isn't going to change appreciably.
No.
Of course, the elections that everybody was worried about or were interested in, for District 4, Estella Reyes, there were 827 ballots cast in that district for her.
Yeah.
Okay, now... She also goes into Methuen.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
But out of 827 voters in Lawrence, she got 707.
Wow.
She got 104 blanks, and she got 16 write-ins. Again, when we trained, they threw all Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Marilyn Monroe, all of that against us. I'm going to skip over that one. District 17, my state rep, Frank Moran.
Yeah, right.
He drew 932 votes out of 1,048.
Wow.
And he had 15 write-ins and there's 101 blanks. Okay. The biggie.
Yeah.
Okay. Francisco Paulino and Marcus Devers. Now, this one caused a real honest-to-goodness crap show. The state screwed up when they sent the original ballots out to be mailed out. They put Marcos Devers on top, and they put Francisco Paulino on the bottom.
How it was last year.
Well,
or 2 years ago.
in the case of how I got screwed over.
That's right.
The state misinterpreted, ignored, or whatever the word incumbent. Okay? Francisco Paulino, okay, convention has it in Lawrence that the incumbents are on the top of the ballot. The contenders come next, okay? It is what it is. So they had to send out a second set of ballots because when the election department started getting these votes in, they would put them through the machine. And they were being rejected. And they looked, and it dawned on them why they were being rejected. The machine was set up to recognize Paulino first and Devers second. And when they saw Devers first and Paulino second, ding, ding, ding. So those had to be hand counted. Okay, so we had to go through an extra training session for that. Okay, so it is what it is. But like I said, that was the whole story about that. Now the results, there were in Lawrence. Now not all of Lawrence was affected by District 16. District 16, kind of a, I want to say, it almost looks like a gerrymandered district. It starts up in the northeast and it kind of creeps down to the southwest.
Right.
So there were 2,047 votes, and again, these numbers are unofficial. There were 2,047 votes that were cast. Francisco Paulino got 1,081. Marcos Devers got 907. There were 10 write-ins, and there were 49 blanks. So it was a race that was not ignored.
Right.
I mean, the less you get for blanks, the more contested it was.
Right.
Now, I did get the numbers from Methuen, and the bottom line was, after everything was added together, was Francisco Paulino had 1,486, and Marcos Devers had 1,040. Okay, so that's a difference of 440
right,
something.
Right.
But I keep hearing they want a recount. Huh? The bad thing about a recount is they really can't say no to not having a recount. But the thing is, the candidates don't pay for it. It's the city, the community that pays for the recount.
Yeah.
So we're wasting money. Okay, now that takes care of those 2 or 3. Laurie Trahan, again, she had 3,922 votes were cast, and she got 3,221. 50 write-ins. I'd like to see the write-ins. And there were 651 that didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Pavel Piano, he was the biggie. Out of the 3,922 votes were cast, he got 3,419.
Wow.
Okay. There were 57 write-ins, and there were 446 blanks. You know, yeah, okay, no big deal. Given what was elsewhere, you know, I can understand it. I mean, now let's see, we go to okay, I got to be nice. Elizabeth Warren, she got 3,408 votes. She got 11 less votes than Pavel did. So does that make him more popular? She got 60 write-ins.
Okay.
And 454 people left her blank. Eunice Ziegler, she got 3,091.
Wow.
Yeah. And she had 57 write-ins and 774 blanks. Okay, this is Democratic. These are all Democrats now.
Right.
Democratic Clerk of Courts. Thomas Driscoll, the incumbent, he got 2,311 versus 924 for James FX Doherty. You got to love the old Irish names, the FX. Okay. And our good friend Paul Lunicello, he got 3,149. I think he had the third most tallied.
Yeah.
55 write-ins and 718 blanks. Okay, we didn't have any Republicans in District 4 representative. We didn't have anybody in District 16. We didn't have anybody in District 17. These pages, they're all blank. They're all blank, filled with zeros.
Wow.
No. Okay, Republican in the General Court. Nobody. Nobody ran against Pavel. Okay, now, Republican senator in Congress.
There was 3 of them running, right?
Huh?
There were 3 of them that were
yes,
running.
Yes, there were.
Okay.
We had Robert J. Antonellis, we had Ian Kane, and we had John Deaton. Okay, there were a total of 597 ballots cast.
Really? That's a lot?
Antonellis got 212. Kane got 66, and Deaton got 297. Okay, and from what I hear, Elizabeth Warren has already set up 2 debates.
Yeah.
Kane wants, I'm sorry, not Kane, Deaton wants 5. 1 on specific subjects.
Okay.
You know, we're not going to bounce around. We're going to stick with one thing, which I think is a good idea.
I think it's a good idea, too.
Okay. Now, let's see. Ann Manning, Martin, somebody I've run across. She ran for sheriff back in 6.
Right.
Yeah.
And she ran against
In fact, I think I still have the T-shirt on. Jerry Rubito T-shirt. She got 453 votes out of 597, which is a good turnout. That's 75.
Because she's running against.
She'll be going.
Eunice.
She will be going against Ziegler.
Yeah,
Eunice.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. She had 16 write-ins and 128 blanks.
Okay.
Okay. Clerk of Courts, nobody. Registrar of Deeds, nobody. The Libertarian Party, nobody.
Nobody.
Zeros. I'm not saying that the libertarians are zeros, but I'm saying that's it.
No candy. Wow.
You know, I mean, I got probably 8 or 10 pages here that are just covered with zeros.
Wow.
And I went in, and there must have been 20 sets of these made up.
Wow.
It is what it is. So, I mean, that's what we're going to be facing come...
Well, we kind of knew.
Yeah, well, I know it.
I mean...
You got to be pretty... You got to be living under a rock not to realize what's going to happen. I mean, the results were all predictable to the extent of maybe one race, and that was Paulino and Devers. And that could have some...
It could have gone either way. It could have gone either way.
But again, as it is now, it's I'll go out on a limb and I'm going to say it's going to be very interesting next year for the municipal elections.
Yep.
I mean...
And once November comes, then, you know, those will be interesting to see who's going to start, you know, putting their names in to run and things like that. And, you know...
Again, it is what it is, you know, I mean... Not that I'm beating my own drum. People keep... Are you going... I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm 78 years old. My legs are going. My knees are going. And my style of campaigning, I don't know if I can do it.
The other thing, and people have always said you do more damage on this side of the podium than that side of the podium, because you're kind of limited on that side.
I know, but the 15 that I was getting, or the 20,000 they're getting now, kind of removes the limited aspect of it. But again, I'll say it. I don't care who hears it. There are people in City Hall that don't want an old, white, gray-haired guy, white guy, that has a brain in his head, that's been around, that's worked in a variety of fields that are going on, that knows what's going on.
Exactly.
They don't want that. They want a rubber stamp, and rubber stamp isn't in my name.
If you look at the city council, the makeup of it, there aren't too many rubber stamping.
Well, we know that now. It's changed dramatically, yes. But again, it's becoming a free-for-all.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of very intelligent free thinkers that aren't drinking Kool-Aid.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, well, again, it is what it is. But again, but you've got an interesting mix there. Very interesting mix, or unmix, whatever you want to call it.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, you know, but and it's great that some of the new people are asking questions.
Yes.
Which, you know, probably makes a lot of people upset.
Oh, I know it. You know it, and I know it. I mean, we sit there. We see the actions. You know. The look on someone's faces when someone answers a question, it's like they're like, "What are you talking about?" When a counselor asks a city official a question, all the viewers are seeing is the facial image. We're seeing the contortions that they're going through by being beside or behind them, and they're going, you know, who's going to come up and save me now? You know, I mean, we've seen that. How many times have we seen that?
Yep.
Running up to pull somebody.
Well, one of them a few weeks ago when someone was up before, and I think it was no, it wasn't an ordinance. One of the things, and someone came up there, and someone was kind of answering for them, and I mean, certain councils like beating a dead horse, and you know, it's like, come on, you know, who does blah 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 the whole bit. I went over the next day and said, well, I want to apologize. I felt so bad for you. He goes,
I would gladly share my title of being a beater of dead horses. Yeah. I'll beat a dead horse to death. Yeah. The SPCA should be after me. But again, I welcome people.
You gave the number.
I welcome people that have got the desire to improve.
Yeah.
I mean, improving the community isn't going to improve by you just sitting there and say moaning and groaning.
You need to be there. You need to come up. You need to get your voice. Public participation is 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
But in 2.5 minutes, you can say a lot.
Oh, God, have I said a lot.
But I'm just saying, but you can say a lot and you can do a lot.
Yep. As long as you do it right.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there's only 2 rules. Well, 3 rules. Keep it under 2.5 minutes. Don't address any of them in by name.
Right.
And don't, God help you, don't repeat yourself, because you repeat yourself, you've lost them.
Right, yeah.
You
have to get your facts all in order.
Yeah. Have all your little duckies, your bullet points, whatever you want to call it. No, I shouldn't say bullet points. That's
non-city lines.
Yeah. But again, you got to have everything in order. And do I find, I mean, having been on, even though it was only for 10 months, being on the other side of the fence, if somebody's got their act together, that impresses me. But again, I'll admit it, when they start saying the same thing, and we know there's a few that continually do it and do it and do it.
Let me guess.
No, I wasn't thinking of that individual. I'm thinking of one. Yeah. Again, I won't mention names. But there are several that are giving me a run for my money on beating dead horses. In fact, I think one of them is supposed to be coming up on the agenda somewhere along the line.
Which one's that?
South Broadway.
Oh, that's going before on the 11th, before the planning board.
Okay.
Because they want to. It's.
Yep.
That's going before planning.
I know. I mean, I've told you. I says I can't believe that that legal minds cannot accept a superior deed, and that's what it is. Yeah, that's superior.
As of I think last week when we were by, there were 3 dumpsters in the back parking lot. So
Okay, now I'm gonna throw something out here at you. I drove by the Buckley garage last night.
Yeah.
It was dark. Mm-hmm. Okay, this was as I was coming back from the Patham School. This was, we left the Patham School at 25 minutes to 9, so I must have been somewhere around 8:45. Jet black in there. Okay. I mean, I could see a few people curled up on the benches and everything. Where's TMF going to go?
I guess there.
Are we going to have, at the risk of stirring up an uprising tomorrow night in the council chamber, are they going to be there saying, we have a permit to be there?
I don't know. Well, not only that, but I also, someone said that it's going to be now for the taxi cabs to park.
Surprise!
Well, but then again, they said then it was going to be for DPW.
That's what I heard originally.
That's what I heard originally. So we don't know. I mean, they changed their minds like you blink in it, they've changed it. I have to tell you though, driving down Merrimack Street with those buses, there's going to be a serious accident because the bus pulled out onto Merrimack Street, is blocking traffic. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what is
now? Are they pulling out close to Union Street or down the end going?
They're on Merrimack, right? Merrimack Street.
Yeah, I know, but there's 2 entrances into that garage.
They go in this way and come out that way. So they come out where?
Down where the traffic light is.
Right.
Now, this is the traffic light going down Merrimack Street.
Right, but it's still the traffic light. But it's still, if the bus comes out and the traffic light on Union Street they're blocking traffic.
They got to have somebody come in and they got to redesign those 2 traffic lights.
Right.
It can be done.
Oh, it can.
But again, God knows where we'll find a consultant. Maybe we'll hire somebody's friend to Oh, I got to change that light. Okay, that one. No, it was it.
But it's just because I'm going down this morning. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
You know, you're driving,
Yeah.
and you literally the bus. I'm not going to hit the bus, so you have to kind of stop. But it's impeding basically 3 lanes of traffic.
Now, I don't know if it was you or it was somebody else that mentioned that one of the reasons that the buses had to leave the Buckley was the fact that the shenanigans are going to be pulling on Amesbury Street, making that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why. Because they have a hard time now getting out. Can you imagine two-way traffic? I can't even imagine two-way traffic on the street.
But again, I have the DPW taking it over. My own thought is sell it. Sell the garage, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes it off the city rolls. It puts it back on the tax rolls. Somebody else gets to have to maintain it.
Well, how many apartments have been put on Essex Street, Common Street, whatever? Where's your parking? Buckley Garage. Well, then you know what? Let all these people buy it, and there's your Buckley Garage.
Years ago I addressed an issue with the garage down there at the courthouse, whatever the.
Garage at the courthouse. Oh, Museum Square Garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why can't you just build up on that? Oh well, it's by the. It can be done. Trust me.
Well.
Build up on it. We got the
times to do that should have been when they repaired it.
No, that was just a Band-Aid that they put on the Museum Square. Now that lot that's diagonally behind the courthouse on Essex Street, that could be built up. That's far enough away from the river. You're going to have, you're going to have to go to get solid footing.
Right.
But. And I remember years, what was it, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when they did the survey of downtown, the walking survey, and I got to do the downtown, taking pictures and all that. And after we had our get-together and everything, and I said, well, why can't you do that? And the guy says, it costs $40,000 per parking space, so do it. Finance people would love to get something like that to invest money in steel. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean this. I know. But again, there are solutions that the city doesn't want to address, and again, I won't go out on a limb and say why.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be interesting with with the Buckley. What's going to go in there? I mean, are they going to have to do any repairs to it? Are they going to have to, what are they going to do? Now are the city employees still parking there? That's another thing, because that's what they park.
The city could, if the city were to sell that, they could have covenants or restrictions in the deed that there would be city employees. The city would be authorized X number of parking spots.
Right.
The parking spots could be given out on a lottery basis every 6 months.
Right.
It is what it is. Nobody's come up with anything creative with the City Hall parking lot.
No, and look, and that whole thing with Buckley Garage with the employee parking happened when Dan was mayor, because he said they're not parking in this parking lot. The employees aren't parking here. These are for the people. For the people. And yes, Dan did park in the parking lot, but where did Dan park in the parking lot? The very last space in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And only because he kept having to go out and do stuff. But it wasn't up front. No. It wasn't in the middle. It was the very last space in the parking lot.
I have no issue with something like that.
No.
But again, I look at what's going on, and
that's what Kendra's Park too, in the very last space.
Huh?
Kendra's Park down there too, very last space.
But again, the prestige.
Been there, done that with Mila Antigua.
And then they had a bunch of people running around with the placards on their dashboard. Emergency DPW. I mean, I can go digging through my stuff at home, and I got one of the placards, emergency MBTA vehicle. I got one of those from when years ago.
Why don't you put that on your car?
Oh Jesus, that would really. What the hell's the MBTA? Come on.
I think that would be hilarious. Oh, I think that would be hilarious. You should put it on your car. Wait a minute, who's this? Oh, whatever.
I do have one somewhere else when I was back and forth between Delaware and Massachusetts when I was moving up here. I would fly down to Baltimore and I would rent a car and I'd drive over to southern Delaware for the weekend. And on one of the cars, I found a plastic parking thing for a CIA parking lot.
Oh my God! Oh, do you still have that? Can you find that?
I gotta find it.
You gotta find it. You don't know what's going through my mind, right?
I know.
It's like, oh my God, it's spinning a mile a minute.
Lady, I know where your mind is going. I love it.
Oh my God, I can see it now.
But unfortunately,
oh crap, we're in trouble.
A lot of people, there aren't too many people who realize that the CIA has no law enforcement authority in the continental United States.
I know.
Supposedly.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that would be hilarious. Can you say, oh my God, what is this?
But again, like I said, you know, like Brenda and I have been pushing. We need people to get involved in the community. I mean, Brenda's pushing with the neighborhood associations, getting them going, restarting them. I think we both agree. I know you agree. Doing it on a monthly basis, no.
No, it just becomes too hectic. There's too much going on. Quarterly works out perfect. It's perfect for the police. It's perfect for the fire department. And that's how we're trying to get it going.
If you were to get it going, get everything up and running, and then you could have one neighborhood meeting. Well, okay, have them quarterly, but staggered monthly.
Well, but the other thing is usually July and August. Yeah, July and August is always National Night Out. Yeah. So you kind of. But even if you can figure something out, work it out. I don't know. Even if they're all in the same month, it's not as bad as having a month. Like 5 in September, 5 in October. You know, I know Colonial Heights does theirs 3 times a year, I believe. Yeah. Katie Dowan used to do hers 3 times a year.
Are you telling us 5 minutes, or are you saying bye-bye?
5 minutes.
Okay.
When after COVID, when we started back up, and I called Tom Cuddy and said, Tom, we're starting back up. This is, we need to get it going. He said, please, please, please do not do monthly meetings. I said, no, I'll do quarterly. No. He goes, okay. So that's why I picked March and June, and then then September, and then December. So.
One thing we did not touch on was last weekend. Was a very busy weekend in the city of Lawrence.
Oh, the feast.
Feast of the Three Saints. Okay, Maharajan. I don't even want to try to pronounce
the Maharajan.
That festival. And then Monday was the
Bread and Roses.
Bread and Roses.
Yep.
I went there, and I didn't go to the
Maharajan.
I didn't go to that.
I've never been to the Maharajan.
I've been there.
I've never been.
I have been there, and it's an interesting place. A lot of native food. Yeah. I say native food. Their
Lebanese
style,
food. Lebanese food. Yeah. But then you have at the feast, you have all the Italian food.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah.
So the one thing I was disappointed in, the only time I saw any collection of politicians was Friday night at the parade.
Right.
Okay. And again, I didn't see all of them.
No.
Okay. I did not see. I'll be hard pressed to say I saw anybody Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Any political people as you would say, pressing the flesh.
Yeah.
And Monday at the
Bread and Roses.
Bread and Roses, the only person I saw was Estella Reyes,
Yeah.
and she was not out campaigning. She says, I just wanted to see what this is all about.
Okay.
And the only thing political I saw there, I was taking pictures, and the only thing political I saw there was somebody that had not gotten the memo. That was the Kennedy Shahan.
Oh, okay.
They had their dining canopy. Fellas, have you checked your emails recently? But again, no,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
somewhat disappointed. But again,
Yeah.
I give away some of my trade secrets. Is I talk to enough other city
People,
individuals
yeah.
that kind of makes up for it. But it would have been nice to see,
Yeah.
more than just a cursory.
Well, yeah,
But
yeah.
again, I understand.
Yeah.
It's a holiday weekend. You've got other things to do. Fine. But again,
Yeah.
that's just my own feeling.
I
But-
mean, there were a lot of people at the feast, but not as many people as I thought there would have been on Friday night. I mean, I don't know about Saturday night or Sunday.
It was. I'm going to say 2/3 of what it normally was.
Yeah,
And I did talk to the judge. I said there's something that's got to be done. There were just too many kids on
Bikes.
scooters,
And
bikes,
bikes, yeah.
and skate. Well, I didn't see skateboards.
No, but I saw bikes and
He said one kid came blowing through, and we stopped him and told him to get off his bike, and he wouldn't get off his bike. He says, myself and another officer picked him up and his bike together, and we carried him over to the command post, and we called his parents.
Good.
Yes.
And that's the one thing we said, that because you're sitting there and there's weaving in and out. Wasn't.
And then there were 2 full-sized, heavily muscled pit bulldogs. This was I think it was Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
They were big time, but again, it was what it was. And in closing, I will say the fire department was the big winners. Fire department, they won the 70-inch TV from IVCS.
Yes.
And
they won the $5,000. The $5,000.
Yeah, the winner at
and which is good for them.
Yeah,
they deserve it.
It is. Oh, hey,
they deserve it.
My hat is off.
Not for anything, but like I said it after National Night Out. They're the ones that we honor for National Night Out, because they're the ones, when they put their uniform on and go to work, they're out there protecting us.
Yeah, they are.
So I think that's great.
Anybody in public safety, my hat is off.
We took a tour of the command post, the command center, for the police command center. Denise and I, we got a tour of that.
Yeah.
In fact, that might be at the block party.
Yeah, you keep them busy. I'm going to take a couple of their radios. But we all know that's a sore point with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're getting close.
We're getting close to ending, so we can just say goodbye, and we will be here on the 16th, because the next city council meeting will be the 17th.
Yep.
But hopefully, someone will show up tomorrow night at City Hall for the city council meeting. Please come over to us. We're in the second row, so you can't miss us.
We're not bashful.
No.
You want any tips on how to get into the type trouble that I'm been known to get into? I am more than happy to help you. The city needs all the help it can get.
Yes.
And if I can stir it up,
exactly.
But
all
with
right.
that, Julia Child,
Yep.
I wish you were fond to do. All right.
All right. See you later,
folks.
Bye.